Well, hello and good evening. Welcome back to what is probably not an expected live stream from me and not one I expected to be returning with. Who are you again? Evening, Georgie. Yeah. Um, 2026 can bite my shiny metal butt. Yeah, I mean, for those of you that don't know, I know a few people checked in with me and was asking how I was going and things, and I tried to tell you what's happening. I had flu at the beginning of the year, which stopped me from streaming around New Year, and then my internet got cut off. We got my internet back, and then I had a third thing happen because bad things always happen in threes. So the third thing was my blue laser has gone on my PS5. I cannot read any game discs, so I cannot play any games that aren't digital, which really sucks. Because Skyrim is a disc in PS4, Fallout 76 is a disc, Fallout 4 is a disc, so I'm highly restricted till I can get it repaired, and the earliest we're looking at is end of February before I can get that repaired, so in a month's time. Yeah, so I'm really happy about that. My birthday's on the 8th of February, so that's going to be fun. So yeah, all good. How are you anyway, Georgie? Long time no see. And yeah, so I am stuck with games. So I was going to ask, what do people want me to do? Do you want me to play games that I currently featured? I mean, I still have the Battle Pass to finish on on Fortnite. So if people want to see me do some more Fortnite, I'm quite happy to do that. Try and hit some goals in that and check out the updates and everything because I missed a ton. I've been playing a little bit in the mornings, but I've only been playing Blitz and just doing the odd little bit, and I'll might put together some streams with some chat and that. Oh, Georgie, that's what I wanted to ask you. From our stuff live streaming, from our stuff playing over when we played after Christmas, just after Christmas, can I put that on the internet? That's what I was going to ask. Can I put it on the channel? Anyway, this I'll show you this in a minute. This is one coaster at 32% on here, but yeah. How are you anyway, Georgie? And we're, one person. I think everyone will look at it and go, "It's not Skyrim. I'm not gonna watch you stream because you're not playing Skyrim. I can't play Skyrim. If I could, I would." Yeah, you can put that on mine. We smashed Blitz that day. Yeah. Yeah, some of it's really funny. There's some. I noticed afterwards that my language is a bit atrocious, but what do you expect from the Dragonborn channel at this point, really? There's one bit where I went effing C, and I was just like, okay, yeah, okay. So I bleeped that out. Yeah, that's the one I saved till last. That one, that game, is the last in the clips that I've put together. Let's see if I didn't delete it all. I hope I didn't delete it all. I don't think I deleted it all. To make space for 76. I may have deleted it all. If I deleted it, then... Oh, God. I may have deleted it. No, I think I cut it onto a... So there's a vlog ready to upload. I hope I did before I deleted it. Please tell me I did. Wait a minute. I'm going to have to go check. Give me a second. You're going to go have a blue screen. But... I need to check something. Let me have a look. Where are we? Share factory. I've been trying to put together Skyrim stuff as well. I know you can still hear me, but yeah, I've been trying to put together Skyrim stuff. Is that it? Yeah. I think it's still on there. I think everything's still there. I hope it is. I can't find it, but... Yeah, the Christmas stuff still seems to be on there. Oh yeah, there was some me playing with randos on here. Yeah, I think it is still there. I hope so. Because I did delete loads of stuff to put 76 on there. Yep, it's still on there. Cool. Right, let's get... Cool, it's still on there. Excellent, brilliant. Fed up with the cold now, yeah. Yeah, everyone's fed up with the cold. Right, I'll show you this. We'll put it to fixed sun, 9 o'clock. Yeah, anyone expecting other things, you're going to be a bit disappointed if you expected Skyrim. I've seen one person who's tuned in, then tuned out. But, hey, I know one person is going to be very happy on the channel, because she did ask for a, she did ask for a 76, a Planet Coaster 2 stream, so let's jump into first person mode, and I will show you what I've done so far on here. So yeah, I built a little coaster, just a tiny coaster. Let's get rid of that HUD, because I can do that. See, I can do that. That doesn't. You don't need a disk drive to use a keyboard. Bloody PlayStation, honestly. Stop using cheap disk drives, Sony, you baskets. So yeah, I've got it's probably going to cost about £100 odd to get it fixed. I'm not e-begging, by the way. It's probably going to cost 100 odd quid to fix the bloody disk drive, which I am not happy about. So I've built this. This is all based on something. It will become more and I was building this today, the Viva La Vegan. I just like probably would put a food court bit out there, just like an area to sit, try and make it shaded, because this is meant to be somewhere where it's tropical. But this is the main thing. I wanted a coaster you could walk up and down, so we'll walk up and down outside. No, it doesn't tell you what's wrong. I know it's the laser, because it just wouldn't read discs. But game discs only, it'll read DVDs, and that's a red laser, whereas the game disc is a blue laser for your blue discs and Blu-rays, and that's what's gone, the most expensive thing. So yeah, I basically did loads of troubleshooting. I even took the PS5 apart, and I looked up online how to change the disc drive out as well. It's a real faffy process. Whereas if I get CEX to do it, it'll cost a little bit more, but there's a 2-year warranty on the work, so I can kind of trust them to do it, because it's the kind of thing they'll do. But yeah, I wanted to build a coaster that you could walk all round anyway, get into this quite phenomenal project that I've been working on for the past week. I'm wondering how I'm going to come back to live streams when I don't have the staple of the channel, Skyrim, which has been I was kind of gutted. But yeah, I just wanted the coaster you could walk. You know, got the station here. Yeah, the station, he says. The station and queue. We'll go in and check it out in a minute. And this is a loo block that I built this morning, and then, as I say, this afternoon I was working on that. But yeah, this is all. I wanted a coaster you could walk up and down pretty much along the side of it, so you could, like, real big interaction. Oh yeah, like this, look. So you could just stand there as a guest and watch it. I may put something else, like another coaster on the other side, I don't know. But yeah, it's a pretty mad coaster. And it's a tribute to a really famous coaster in America, in Universal Studios, about a franchise with some dinosaurs in. You may or may not have heard of it. You may have heard of Velocicoaster. It's a little known coaster around the world. So yeah, it's my kind of love letter to that. Hence why it's got this kind of fencing that looks very electric fence. But I've gone for a different kind of take on it all. So we'll go in and we'll walk the queue and we'll ride the. So yeah, it's called Terra X. And through research and everything else, I came up with the story. So yeah, you got security, ride height there. Yeah, we're tall enough. That's good. Authorised personnel only beyond this point. So thousands of years ago, over the Indian Ocean, a meteor entered the atmosphere. February the 8th, it was found. 12th February 2026, Terra X was recovered to the facility. Terra X, or TX9, formed from crystals within. On the island of Mauritius, the facility was formed. Scientists whom were dedicated to studying the Terra X meteor. The crystals are reformed into a highly efficient aviation fuel. It's also been discovered to be sending a signal into outer space. And yeah, it kind of, this whole project idea stems from something Iron Matty said. He said, I noticed there's a lot more movement in Planet Coaster 2, and I was like, I wonder how much movement I could put in. Custom made shutters, everything is custom made. All this as well isn't, normally everything is built on a grid. This is all off grid. The entire of this station and queue line and everything is off grid pieces. So that's why it took a little while. So yeah, we're walking through the queue line, and then we'll jump on the coaster. Kind of like this nice little fountain outside. Nice water feature. So I was going to try and keep this under wraps and then give it to someone as a file and then say, like, do your review of it. But I thought, no, I'll put it on my channel anyway, because nobody watches my channel. Custom made exit signs, yeah. Proper exit, look, yay, proper security, proper evacuation points. I put loads of realism into it. Then we go inside. I was trying to simulate a kind of airfield kind of feel here. Let's crouch. So yeah, you got all that up there. There is a film reference up there. Can we zoom in? Yeah, there we go. Talk to me, Goose, if you know what that's from. Then you're a Maverick. No, you're not. You're not a Logan Paul supporter. And then we got the Terra X scientists with robot arms. And this is the Terra X asteroid. But yeah, there's the let's have a look at the old F-16 from here. You can see it quite nicely from up here. That is probably bigger than a real F-16, because that's the smallest I can make the wings. I don't know, or it's about right. I don't know. This bit, I've got to think of something to put in there, but we'll get to it eventually. So like I say, it's not finished, it's a work in progress. There is another fire exit, and that runs through to the exit line, but you can't actually get through there, because it's not actually a... But this is probably more interesting to people. Oh, and this has a security feature. I had the idea that the grass would just drop down and you could escape on those ladders and get out that fire exit there, should the need arise. So full evacuation points, everything. I thought about everything I could think of, even down to the point where I've got like places for the cleaners to plug in their Hoover on the queue line. So yeah, I got a bit nerdy with this one, but enjoyed getting quite nerdy. So there's the Terra X crystal underwater, a crystal being grown essentially, and this is the turbine, it producing power. Massive PS5 fans there on either side. I mean, massive PlayStation fans. No, that's all individual pieces put on a mover to make those fans. We'll go in there and have a look afterwards when we fly around, because I'll be able to show you stuff in more detail. Then we've got Delta testing site. Couple of people reading blank screens, because I can't put anything on the screens, or not those screens anyway. This is where you walk past the launch of the queue. This is kind of Smiler-esque in here with the colour scheme and the decoration. Far more impressive than the crystal growing kits you got as a kid. Yeah, well, when you're growing alien crystals to produce a highly efficient aviation fuel, we'll stand here and we'll watch is there a coaster coming? Yeah, here we go. Get to watch a launch. So yeah, the idea is you get to stand here while you're queuing and watch a launch, and then we get to decontamination. I mean, this only took a week to build all this, so Not long. Decontamination, all stuff in the ceiling. Yeah, just constant details. And that was like movement. So there's all movement in the queue. It's interesting. These are actually like aqua things. Oh, we can actually jump on now. Yeah, let's jump on. They're actual aquatic things. Anyway, I'll shut up and watch this. I think we should watch that again. I can talk about it. I'll talk because there's bits that are not finished. I wanted everything on display, so I'll talk about ideas and decisions and reasons why. So that's why you can see the lights spinning the ceiling. I kind of wanted that. I want everything to be visual, so it felt like something that could exist in reality. These turnaround elements. There's one of these on I think the start of Velocicoaster, and I was like, I really like that. Normally an Immerman roll comes up and twists over on the top, whereas I've got it reversed. You come up and then you twist over and drop down. This rowboat is actually rocking, but you can't really tell because you fly over it so quickly. The sound effects on the second launch, which we're about to hit now, actually come from speakers within the coaster because I've attached them to the coaster. So, and this is a 60-mile-an-hour 0G roll. Yeah, because why not? Upwards. So this does hit a high G-force. I mean, but for a split second, if I pull out heat maps and get really nerdy on it. Oh, and that's an observatory. There is actually an observatory on Mauritius, which is why it got chosen as the island town. And that's bioluminescence to kind of show bioluminescence. I did try lighting it up, but it didn't really work, lighting the corals. So I may try it again with some really deep hidden right, we're off the coast now, with some really deep hidden lights. I will show it at night as well, just so you can get an idea of night lighting. I do like this though. You come out on the queue and you can stand here and you can watch coasters fly by. You can just sit. But yeah, you'll be able to see, you should be able to see from here. If we can see can we see the rowboat? Yeah, there it is. So you can see it's rocking about. It's actually taking on loads of water, but we won't go into that. You know, it's a theme park. But yeah, it does actually rock as the coaster flies over the top. So yeah, we might get to see my favourite 0G roll in the whole world, a 60-mile-an-hour 0G roll, which I think would be horrific but also amazing at the same time. Here we go. It is packing hell of a pace there. And then you come out. This all needs something doing with it, because it's even if it's just lighting and basics, but it needs some like here you've got some bits that look scraggy, It looks a bit rough, so I'd like to kind of cover it over with some more of the sci-fi type things, because we've got that kind of sci-fi, science fiction. The lighting in this game is so good. Look at that nice lens flare effect. And then you can see into the backstage area, which I will show when we get out of this camera mode. I'll show you that in a bit more depth. And then you come into the photo booth stroke souvenir shop. You got Alpha, Beta, Gamma and Delta. Obviously I wanted to name how to get your photos, and they are the ride photos. Originally it was just like pointing upwards more, so you got a lower view, but I found that's a better angle because you can see everyone on the coaster in one shot. And you got souvenirs, yeah, lovely. Air ducts in the ceiling, because that's something I noticed. I was watching vlogs of like Disney, and they've got all this stuff in the ceiling, and like on their ceilings they've got these air con and everything and all that. And you can see it all, and it's just painted all one colour. Even the aircon units, to try and hide it, but everyone can see it. But yeah, then you've got this view, which just, look at that. You can stand here and just listen to this cool music, and which is the music from the beginning. So I was like, I wanted that continuity in it all. But yeah, you can stand here and watch the coaster, and then hopefully you'll spend more in the shop. Here it comes. On that. That's coming into the end. I wanted to see it come over this top hat and then down on that turn. Here we go. Yeah, I knew it comes straight after the other one. It's a bit nerdy, but then again, why not? And you got souvenirs. You got a little store cupboard out here, stock cupboard, which you can't actually go into, but that is cordoned off. And so yeah, everything is off grid. Everything, the entire thing is off grid, which is just crazy. And that's that exit path from the queue line. So you've got the emergency evac. Yeah, as I say, I got a bit nerdy with it. But I enjoyed getting nerdy with it. It was good. I'll show you some things that you won't necessarily see from the queue line. We'll quickly show that, like over here on the generator room. Yeah, that's the top of the generator room, and yeah, it opens up and closes. So nobody would know that was there except me, really. But yeah, it's we'll jump in this time. Yeah, there we go. And the actual lighting effect there is because of that on the outside, which is a Viking part. But yeah, I kind of liked it. And there is water dripping off it, but that's alright. That doesn't matter. You can't see that through the glass, which is very nice. I was thinking about putting some consoles all around here in the window. Oh, and the nice thing about the glass, it's one-way glass. Yeah, I tried to make it one way as best I can. At night you can see in more, but it's, yeah, pretty nice. I kind of liked building this whole room. I had an idea of what I wanted it to look like. I was thinking more old warehouse generator rooms. So I don't know whether to put like control panels at the front there. I may put a few in there, just so there's something in there. But yeah, you got the turbine turning, so everything animated in most things animated. Sorry, in Planet Coaster 2, are done by design and decision. So yeah, that's actually, you can see from this angle, that's actually got a big black block in it, so that you can't see the concrete shining through. Because it was easy for me to just pave the whole concrete. Caution, you can't even see that from up there. You do see this hatch, which is brilliant. This hatch, I love this hatch. Let's get back the HUD, and then because that there is a shovel. That's a shovel. Of course it is. Typical Planet Coaster stuff, using things not as they're meant to be used. But yeah, my evac system is there as well. There's where back to grow your own crystal. What was the other thing I was going to say? Yeah, all this sort of stuff here was for the pilot. So yeah, that F-16, and I've just got sort of stuff that I thought pilots might have, like t-shirts as rags and just bits, paint spilt on the floor. As I say, it's a very nerdy project, and I thoroughly enjoyed building it. The other thing, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, this as well. As I say, this is the observatory. It's probably got no business being that detailed when you fly past it at hundreds of miles per hour, but you know, I wanted that effect. We might get the coaster come by. I think we're getting the coaster. We're getting the coaster. Come on. Oh no, it's going to that turnaround. It's got another turnaround before it comes over here. But yeah, this is the bit that isn't done. I may work on ride scenery. There we go. Yeah, so this is about 3,500 pieces, I think, just this dome alone. Yeah, it's just... I think I connected it to the whole... Oh no, I didn't. I didn't connect it to the whole thing. Oh no, I couldn't. So... it says it's 179 objects. No, it's 3,500 objects. Just that. Which is what I thought. Just for a bit of ride scenery. The main thing is the dome. To get that copper effect. I used where is it? I used them. That's what I used. Anchor plate bases. Because it had the right sort of look about it. I think I used them. I'm pretty sure I did. There's one way to find out in there. Edit building. Yeah. I thought I did. Anchor plate base. So this is what I was working on before I started streaming, was just down here. Getting some more greenery, because it's not got enough, I feel, on this back end of the island. I don't know what to do over here. Possibly more greenery, rocks and things. Because I need a safe way to cordon it off. There was another detail that you perhaps won't see from the queue that I was going to show. Can't remember now. Well, we looked at the rocking boat anyway. Little rocking fishing boat. Shame that the people we've got are pirates, western, they're super themed people we've got at the moment. Not unthemed. Give me more general people in general, Planco. There was a new pack released as well, the Toy Story pack, and I did get it with a bit of Christmas money. Oh, and like I say, evac points. This is all staff pass. I guess we'll never walk up here, but it is the actual. If we go through, yeah. I need a slope off there. So obviously, the entire thing is wheelchair-friendly access as well. There's not one set of stairs in that entire queue line. Yeah, I got a bit nerdy, as I say, with it, and I wanted to just see what it would take to make something on the scale of Universal, really. And I don't think I've even come close, but I kind of got an idea of what it might be like. Oh yeah, nighttime. Nighttime. Yeah, what does it look like at night? Because you may have noticed there's a few lights, so it looks quite nice. Sorry, my son's shouting in the background because he's an idiot. I like it, and I like the fact that the coaster is doing the lighting, heavy lifting over here. I don't know how well you can see. I know it's super light in Planet Coaster 2 at night, but the lighting is pretty good as well. And obviously the queue line, you've got this room which would be well lit because it's a security room. Welcome to the facility. I do like that bit as well. So obviously took cues from the terrain of and the setting of that film about dinosaurs. I used to like Jurassic Park films. I'm not so excited about them these days. Like everything Disney gets hold of, they destroy it. Star Wars. I don't think we had enough Marvel movies though. No, I'm only joking. I know Georgie likes Marvel though. We need some new stories in Marvel though. And we need reboots of good characters. Or looking at more classic. Deadpool I enjoyed though. Most recent Marvel stuff. I like Deadpool and Wolverine. I did enjoy that. Yeah, so night time I mean I want to keep this dark because all that red lighting does all the lifting there and this bit, but perhaps the station, I put these lights up here and I was hoping they produce more light than they do. It's very dark and I don't know whether to cover the railings in or not and the control booth, that thing. But yeah, let's go back to daylight because it kind of works with the thing. It's just the massive Planet Coaster logo on it kind of ruins it. Although you got them there, you got them on the air gates or the queue and not the air gates, the queue and entrance gates, aren't they? So yeah, I don't know whether to cover these up or not, or just leave it open and perhaps add some scenery in, some kind of like more control, not more sci-fi type background stuff. Real brutal Punisher film. Surprised he isn't in Fortnite yet. That's true. Well, did we not have a? I mean, I'm going back a long time. We did have a real brutal Punisher film in the 80s? Because I think it got a rating that wasn't friendly, like PG. I think so. Can't remember. Yeah. So what should I work on? Should I work on more on the ride, doing scenery, or should I work on the surrounding area? I just don't know. I love the fact that you can walk up and down it all though. And I don't know whether to add more stuff that expands on the T-Rex story, or just add different scenic moments. And I've got no idea what to call this shop. If anyone can think of a good name for this shop. Oh, I didn't read this quote either. Time to light the fires and kick the tyres, Captain Steve Hiller. If you know that film, you'll know it's very relevant to the entire thing because it's got planes, it's got aliens, it's got FA-18 planes actually, aliens, and it has the White House being blown up in it famously. So everyone knows what it is now. Independence Day. So yeah, that's an Independence Day quote, which I thought fit the whole theme. I thought it just like a like a glove really. Fits the whole thing really well. See, I don't know whether to add more to the food court. This is quite well lit in here as well. Let's have a look. Oh, yep, there we go. See, nice and well lit. Because I've got underfloor lighting. It's not, these little lights just kick up light upwards and they're nice, but yeah, I didn't get anywhere near enough light off them. Not like all these things out here. Really light the path well. So yeah, no idea what to call the shop. Oh, let's go for a night ride. Why not? We'll wait till the coaster pulls in the station and quickly go for a night ride. Morning strobe lights incoming. And originally, on that only today did I add an extra trim before you got into it, because I noticed when you were hitting the station, the guests were being flung forward, or the water dummies were being flung forward. So yeah, I'll do a quick night run. You won't get to see much on the night run. You might. I'm going to monitor now. Oh, I didn't realise I'd put the light back on. Sorry, the overlay. Yeah, it's not too bad on YouTube, is it? Yeah, that coral kind of glows, so it looks good. Yeah, here that right. We'll get out of here. This bit here. Let's go back to 9 AM. Originally, it just went up. It just went up and hit the block runs, which I guess have stronger limbs on it. I'm guessing these are stronger limbs, or LIM, linear induction motors on the. I'm guessing they're strong because they're spaced apart, whereas on the trims they're closer together. So I'm guessing these are weaker ones, although they'd have to be quite strong. They're obviously all programmed, etc. All set up exactly how I want them. But originally it came in here, and then everyone was flung forward at this point. And I was like, I don't want that to happen. I want them all to come in really smoothly. You didn't see it there because let's bring the next station in, next one in. So I'm fast forwarding. Here we go. Yeah, so as they came into the station, they all lurched forward because there was such a dramatic change between speeds, because this couldn't slow it down. This block zone couldn't slow it down. So that's 2 block zones. Obviously, you'd have the second train stuck. Oh, that was it. The backstage area. I spent ages building. It's even got a stopper for the trains. You could bring them in here. Individual cars. That bit would swivel, because it could totally swivel in that area. It wouldn't actually hit that wall, just suspend disbelief. Some cones which are in the new toy pack, just some bits, and some computers for testing, and then all your spare parts with a sliding ladder rail thing that can slide across the front. You know, I got a bit, as I say, it became obsessively nerdy, and all the lighting. So that's probably why I want lighting out there, because when you've got lighting, see, it works quite well, the one-way glass, but when it's dark, it's no longer very good one-way glass. It's kind of... Whereas if I have lighting on it, it will block it out. Or I need to spin that entire bit of glass round. I don't think that's the case, but we can try it, can't we? Hang on, where are you, game? Oh, thank you. Completely threw me off at a different angle. I don't think that's the case. Yeah, it's exactly the same, no matter what I do with it. Hold on, just give me a second. sorry. It's just the usual problems that we usually have when I live stream, you know, having teenage kids. So yeah, sorry I'm not streaming Skyrim anymore. You know, really, I'm as gutted as anyone else. I'll be really happy when I get back on it, obviously, once we get the disk drive fixed and everything. But yeah, it is what it is. It's one of those things. So I don't know whether to work on ride scenery or work on I don't know. I don't know what to call the shop. I don't know what to... I'll think of something at some point. I don't know whether to just add in more greenery or add in, as I say, work on this bit that is oh so bland, really, around here, compared to the rest of it. But yeah, the entire thing is made up of several buildings. I haven't done a piece count in a little while, actually. We could crash the whole game. We're going to pause. So if you lose stream, it's because I've decided to do something stupid and look at the piece count. Yeah, nearly 20,000 pieces in 30%, which is 32%, which is pretty darn good, actually. That's better capacity than... I mean, I could get to double that in about... See, I think Golgotha, which is my biggest one on PlayStation, like as in piece count intensive, was 60,000 pieces. Was this? Oh, plus we've got all stuff around the edge. Actually, I'm not including all this, which is stuff that Frontier put in. I mean, it's not much, but it's there. So it's additional, and this it's additional computing power. I mean, I could do with deleting all this stuff on the edge, get rid of it completely, destroy it. But yeah, all this stuff. There's all this extra stuff. Yeah, it bumps up to nearly 18,000 pieces. And because it's spread out. I mean, I did see a video of someone suggesting that you get rid of all this stuff that you can actually delete because you don't need it. It's a fair point, but it's just nice to have this and then just come back and delete it when you need it. Yeah, 18,136 pieces, so nearly 20,000. So if I can get to 65, 70,000 pieces, I think that's probably what I've got to play with. About 70,000 pieces. So I don't know whether to finish this or not. This is a toilet block, by the way, if anyone was wondering, because I thought having it right next to the right entrance would be good. Although I kind of think I need facilities near here. Although a toilet block next to this bit wouldn't look very good. I think this just should be greenery and general lighting, and that alone's 4 pieces. These are about 40 pieces. I can't grab each individual one. Grab a... Yeah, 46 pieces. 42. And I think these are 46 as well. That's 50. So yeah, quite a few objects just in that railing alone. But yeah, I wanted to make it safe as well, which is why it cuts out and you fly over it there. But it gives some nice scenery, gives some nice effects. All of what I wanted to do. And this took about a week. So, yeah. I'd say building is slower, but you've got more control. Like all these big rocks here. I'd probably had to make it out of hundreds of little rocks and it looked rubbish in Planet Coaster 1. Whereas I can actually do this big rock background. Could possibly put some building, like walking around it. And you could possibly come around this side and walk along here, but I don't know whether I want that or not. I want a little bit of the coaster to be a secret. Although you get to walk along this entire bit here. And you can see right into the station from here. I think you can anyway. I think when you're on ground you can. Yeah, well, kind of. I suppose if you jump, stand here jumping, I can kind of see into the station from here. But yeah, it's... So I need to think of a name for this. I wanted to put some fans in. I thought we had fans in, especially in the bit with the F-16. I wanted a fan on the roof, because Top Gun fans, you know, that kind of thing is synonymous, but I couldn't find any. So I may have to build my own fans, you know, just so I can put one in the ceiling up here above the or not perhaps above the F-16, but behind it up there. I'm kind of thinking, I'm thinking that sort of area in the ceiling. Just have a nice fan spinning round. Not overly fast. Oh, let's zoom back out. That's kind of super zoomed in. But the F-16 alone, I mean, let me grab it. Let me grab it and bring it out so you can properly see it. Yeah, that's just under 100 pieces, which is pretty good going. Afterwards I thought there are some plain pieces in game, which there are, and then I was like, okay, there's some plain pieces in game, but they're of an F-15 Strike Eagle. I know that's pretty nerdy for me to know that they're an F-15 Strike Eagle, but like I say, they are an F-15 Strike Eagle. And even if I scale them up to max, I couldn't get them. I mean, I could kind of get them close to this size, but not quite. And then the wings would probably look slightly out of proportion. And then, yeah, it just wouldn't look right. I mean, you could possibly you could probably make quite a few twinning, because the rear part is twin engine, which an F-16 is a single engine. I mean, you could build an F-18 out of it, because that is like the rear of an F-18. But like I say, it's just, and that, I don't know, that doesn't look right in proportion to me. It possibly is, but yeah, they're just coaster attachment pieces. So, and as I say, it's an F-18 or an F-15. I think it's an F-15. It kind of reminds me of an F-15. It's possibly not neither and just completely made up, but it wouldn't have worked for building the F-16, so I built it all out of art shapes, and which I've been loath to use in Planet Coaster. But yeah, the F-16 is one of my favourite planes anyway in the entire world. And being from the UK, I'm not probably going to get a chance to ever see one flying, or even in person. But there we go. There is no path to Terra X and guests cannot reach it. Do you know what? There are no guests in my park, so the problems you are telling me about, game, are not actually problems, are there? No. Yeah. That's kind of like Bethesda. Let's make a problem and sell them the solution. I wonder if you wouldn't get decent hang time on that. No way, because you're upside down for a fraction of a second. I wondered if, yeah, I did wonder if I did customize them. Yeah, I did. Okay. I just wondered if I customized those pieces. So I mean, that's the only place I use those rocks, and it's effective. It looks good. I may have to add some more bits in around here. Oh no, I don't think there's much point in putting anything down here because you don't really see all this. Like this bit you fly over and you see right down into that coral. But like I say, at night time when I was trying to light it up, I just couldn't get it to look right. It kind of looked too bright. I wanted to simulate kind of like photosynthesis in an ocean. And I wasn't able to do that. And those corals glow enough for my needs, really. And you got big brain coral, which I've seen a massive brain coral in my life, and when I was out on the coral reef and the coral reef, yeah, the Great Barrier Reef. Yeah, that's when I was diving when I was 27, going back a few years. Yeah, that was good, seeing a brain coral in reality. So all these are based on real corals. Tabletop coral, ribbons, these ones, like I don't know what they're all called. That's basic seaweed kind of look. But yeah, all that's on the Great Barrier Reef, pretty much. Yeah, so as I say, I don't know what else to add. I need to add more to the coaster. I don't know whether to have this as a corridor of rocks here, and have this as a big, because I was thinking about having this as a like big cliff rock area, and I thought, well, the only problem with that is this, the support is here. The only other thing I could do is cover up that support and then just have that bit sticking out of it, like the connector. So it's like the rock is the reason it's lent up against the rock. Possibly. Because it'd be quite interesting when you come round down off here and you come up and then you see on sort of on top of the rock and you drop down the rock face and back up there. Should we give it a go? Should we see what it looks like? Let's try it, shall we? Why not? Don't get on with it, we'll never know. Music. I'll bring my radio over. I do have the radio installed. My Planet Coaster radio has been installed. That's 100 pieces that don't need to be there. But let's whack the music on, build and enjoy. That was it. Ashley was asking for more Planet Coaster content. You was just watching a Dragonborn McQueen stream, were you, Lodge? Well, bad news. But like on several levels. I'll go back to the beginning and watch the stream and you'll see what I said. And then come back and tell me what you think. I don't want to relive my 2026 trauma that I've had so far. I'm living it every day, actually. The upshot of which is I can't play any disc-based games for a very long time. But there we go. Because Sony are cheap ass gits, basically. What should we go for? Rock, metal playlist, pop, electronic, orchestra. Let's go for electronic. Oh. No. I was supposed to select the playlist, not the... Idiot. Idiota. Stormcloud, take it to the max. What's that? Oh, There must be some new songs in the new toy pack, because I've not heard them. This sounds like Power Rangers almost, doesn't it? Or some Japanese Starfleet. Oh, it actually says something in English. So these songs I've never heard. That's interesting. I've had this toy pack for a little while as well. I'm going to be annoyed if Action Figure Overture sounds nothing like Action Force. Yeah, okay. Not my bag, baby. How are you anyway, Lodge? But this isn't Action Force or G.I. Joe. Sounds more like a western, kind of like Young Indiana Jones or something. It puts him in mind of. This better be Noddy's theme tune. Almost. Noddy's theme tune. That's what we want. That's what we need in Planet Coaster. I mean, for the love of everything that is creative in Planet Coaster, I don't know why they haven't put in, like, why they haven't put steampunk in the game properly. I mean, they thought about it. And we know they thought about it. Let me. I need a speaker for that to show you what I mean. We're not going to actually put any sound effects on, but there is. I'm not going to play the sound effects. I'll just show you what they're listed as. I'll read the list out. So you got musical. When we get past musical, you got light tunnel. Yeah, you got sci-fi ones there. You got western, pirate, mythology, Viking, tropical, underwater, like water-based dolphins, all that sort of stuff. And then you got all the stuff from the original game, the legacy sound effects with these stars next to them, which are really nice. Look, in Legacy, from the first game, they were thinking about it. Steampunk door close, steampunk engine, steampunk gate close, steampunk door open, steampunk gate open. Like, I know the concept of steampunk is just basically making something original. It's not actually sticking cogs on everything like people think. It's like taking your iPhone and making that personalised to you. That's what it's more like, in a creative and cool way, or nice way, on how you look at it. But yeah, I don't know why they haven't gone full steampunk and approached, I've forgotten the park now, but the Home of Fly, and put that coaster in, because that would just be bloody awesome. Can you tell I like inverted coasters, and I want an inverted launch coaster. I like launch coasters and I like inverted coasters, so put them two together and I'm happy as a pig in mud. I want them both in my Planet Coaster 2. So get it together. We want Fly in Planet Coaster 2. I want Fly in Planet Coaster 2. Everyone else wants me to have Fly in Planet Coaster 2. We all want Fly in Planet Coaster 2. Look, see? We can go big with these rocks. Big. I mean, that's too big in my opinion. That's like... That's taller than the main... That's taller than the main... Yeah, that was taller than the main island there, which bearing in mind I've got to embed it in the ground, i.e. make it look like it's believable and standing up, but that's what I was thinking. Oh, I can't quite cover it all. Yeah, that should do. So you come back round over the rock. That looks kind of nice. But yeah, so as soon as I get to stream that game that shall not be mentioned that I'm missing very much, beginning with S and ending in Skyrim, I will stream it, but unfortunately we've got a little bit of time before I can do that. So we're just gonna play plenty of other games. As I say, there's games I've never even played before that I wouldn't mind playing, and if you'd like to see that, then I'll do some of that, trying out things for the first time. I mean, if it sticks, it sticks. If it, you know, I do one stream and we find it's not that good, or it's not that entertaining to watch, or it doesn't work in streams, then we'll try something else, you know. But there are plenty of digital games for me to try, and as I say, I need to finish Fortnite. I was working on such a large scale, I move away from this speaker far too much. There is a way to cheat this thing. You can make the music follow you everywhere, and I did work it out the other day. Let's just... we'll change track to no music, and then we go... why on the drop down tab it doesn't just have playlists? I don't know, but... Toy box playlist. See, we've got it now. Festive playlist. Sorcery. Rock, metal. So... Oh. See, they may have fixed that. See, I got it to... You pressed it, and if you didn't pause it... You got two types of songs playing there. There. I've tricked it. And now wherever I go, see, it's playing at one constant volume. Because I've essentially tricked it. There are some glitches you can type in Planet Zoo as well that I was watching something on Planet Zoo the other day. I was like, oh, I kind of miss Planet Zoo. There's some glitches in that you can type in things, and I have to learn all the things you can type in to make guests explode and things, and you can do lots of crazy stuff like that. You can make keepers dance and things. I have to learn that and do a stream where I just like mess around with people's guests and keepers and things. Zoo 2's been announced as well, in case anyone doesn't know, if you're not in the loop or you're not as keen on Planet games. Yes, Zoo 2 has been... I know, I bet that's why Ashley's not here. She's busy playing Planet Zoo. She probably got it for Christmas. We've lost her, and it's my own fault. Yeah, so going up and looking a bit. It's going to need a lot of work to build it up, I think. What I could do... We don't even need that anymore. Now we've tricked it. I'm just waiting for the Aerosmith song. That's all I'm waiting for. The Planet Coaster Aerosmith song. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to go for. Then afterwards I'm going to need to blend that in, because at the moment it just looks like stuck in grass. It looks awful. Actually, what I'm going to do, I have a cunning plan now. Now for the surrounding rock and stuff, and the idea, we go for something like this. We go for random rotation, random scale, and we bring it up to a maximum of 300. Yeah, I'll do. And then we can start adding the fine rocks in. Just a bit fiddly doing this, but here we go. Aerosmith in Planet Coaster. This is still better than I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, which stayed at #1 for way too long. No, I'm only joking. Yeah, so if anyone wants to know how to do this Music Anywhere glitch, it's really easy. They'll probably patch it out once they discover that people know about it, but well, they might not. They might not patch it out. They might patch it out. Yeah, we don't need to listen to this playlist. The playlist for rock metal is very short, I'm afraid. It should be at least 3 times the size. There we go. So we'll go for dance music, electronic. See, it's playing 2 different things now. So there's 2 songs playing at the moment, but we'll sort that in a second. Ah, okay. You're not playing ball. All right. I'll try a different way. I'll do that first. There we go. So to select play music, and then you select the playlist, and it'll play 2 songs at once. Then select no music, and now you've got music wherever you go. But it drowns out all other sound effects, music, everything else, pretty much. Kind of. Yeah, like the coaster is now silent, your waterfalls are silent. So you just need to go in and select speaker and press play on no music, and it will solve the issue. So yeah, Planet Coaster 2 glitches for while you're creating. I might have to do a tiny little video on that, because I bet people would watch it. So I don't know whether it's a glitch or whether it's something they've done on purpose. Having the music wherever you go. Yeah, I'm blending at the moment. So we haven't got that god awful like grass right up to the kind of create that. I mean, this is what I usually do when I create anyway. I just whack some tunes on and just try things and see if anything sticks. If I don't like something, never be afraid to delete things in Planet Coaster 2. Kind of need a stronger blend around here. Okay, some rough rock. Don't do it, pigeon! Oh. It's not worth it. You've got everything to live for, pigeon. So I don't know. I don't know if we should add. I mean, let me know what you think. Add some more sand around the back. I like sand around here, I'm thinking. Or perhaps pebbly sand. I like. So yeah, well, as Georgie said, it's okay. I'll be putting out a Fortnite vid ASAP. We'll go back in full swing, and that'll be with commentary. So that'll be good. Something for people to enjoy. It is good. I mean, duos in squads, and then one game is duos in squads because the matchmaking system didn't work, and then us playing with some randoms, getting some victory royales. But there's a bit that's quite funny as well that I had to put in there with Georgie trying to save me at one point. In fact, a lot of the video, if you watch it, is Georgie trying to save me. But I have this slight problem in Fortnite. I charge in and then I think, what? Why am I no longer in the game? So before we go any further, I think we should do a flyby test to see how it looks. Yep, thanks. Thank you. Thanks, radio. That was real nice. Alright, let's see. I dare not close this. I have problems when you close the ride after it's been on for a little while and reopen it. The second triggers on the second launch don't work. For some reason, I don't know. Probably the issues you have when you have a. But yeah, I just want to see how it looks when we come to that turnaround with the rock face there. And it will kind of give me an idea of what we should add around it. This bit needs some more here. Look, I mean, that completely blank canvas of sand is just boring. Boring. It needs some more work. Kind of like where that goldfish bowl arch was put in there. That's what it reminds me of. Get a couple of goldfish swimming through there. And yeah, also in the second sound effect, there's the go, and then there's a jet sound as it flies up the top hat. Yeah, 60 miles per hour. I'm so tempted in the queue line when you're leaving to say, you just did a 0G roll at 60 miles an hour. How do you feel? I think you might be sick, as a huge reference to Skyrim. That looks quite good. Kind of like that. Nice that you come up and you hit this rock face. And you can't tell it was put there just to hide supports. You can, because this bit's sticking up here. We'll put some rocks around here and make it look a bit more blended. And also, if you're here watching this, you'll probably be able to tell, because, well, you made it tiny. What am I meant to do with that tiny little rock? Put it on the beach. Aha, that's more like it. Huge, massive boulder. There we go. Because this bit, it looks... Oh, alright. Thanks, game. I mean, I could put some shrubs in there. Some shrubberies. That's a possibility, isn't it? But yeah, that line just looks awful. I kind of want to blend it a bit more. I mean, you won't see that from on ride, but I'll know it's there. That will annoy me. And hello, Homofet. How are you? WSP, or what's up? WSP. Can we not? Is it too much effort to type what's up these days? I'm just asking, you know, don't take offence, I'm just asking, just curious. I'm on a PS5, and it's a PS5 with a broken disc drive at the moment, so I can only play electronic games that I own, because Sony hate their users and never give us decent disc drives on. I don't think I've ever had a decent disc drive in any of my Sony PlayStations. Oh no, tell a lie. I owned a Sony PlayStation when they first came out, and they had decent disc drives, and then they went downhill from there. PS2 wasn't too bad either. After that, I think Sony gave up. I shouldn't take the mick out of my Sony overlords in case they're listening, you know. We love you really, Sony. You're brilliant. Sponsor me. Hey, do some promo shit for me. Thanks. So yeah, I mean, in my time off, once I got internet back, which I my my boys came home and we got internet back. And my boys came in and I was like, I've discovered this new thing, it's called the internet. There's this site called YouTube and you can watch whatever you like on it. It's absolutely amazing. It's there on demand and it's on this thing called the internet. Oh yes, we were taking the mic. Yeah, Christmas wasn't was alright, but yeah, wasn't that great to me. In the sense, the aftermath of Christmas. I think we should put some shrubberies in there. That's what I kind of think is going to really set it apart. And then the obligatory palm trees on the beach, which every nice tropical place should have. So we're going to add some greenery to the scenery. Yeah, just adding greenery. Oh, I've got random rotation on. Well, you can off. I want random rotation, but we do want random size because, and I am going to turn that back. I did put it on. Good. Normally I have music playing. We are going to have a break in a minute. No, we're not. I will have a break in a little bit. I'm not going to be streaming as late as I used to, so no, don't expect a 1 o'clock finish. But as I say, I'll a quick break, grab a coffee in a minute. That's what I'm kind of craving. Get the tunes back on, you know. Run the might tell some Discord friends that I'm streaming if they're interested in popping in. But yeah, this kind of feels like a spiritual successor to my Golgotha projects. Kind of pleased with it, proud with it all. You know, it's going well. And I've got that excitement. I would sort of, you know, I'm thinking about it. I'll be doing other things. And I'll be thinking, what could I add there, and how can I improve that, and what should I call this, and which is the sign of a good project if you're thinking about it while you're doing other things. As with any project, if it occupies your mind and fills you with anticipation, and I haven't got that feel for any other. I did add some more shoots to the old Roman project, the Romans, and that, yeah, it's good, but I'm kind of feel like I'm just putting in a water park because water parks have been added, and I like what I did with the water park, but yeah, I don't know. It's awkward. It's difficult. Whereas the main thing that I get a buzz off from the Planet Coaster games in general is definitely building like this, building, what's the word? Oh yeah, theme parks with coasters. That's a good coaster really fuels my imagination, or a well-designed coaster. Like everything on that, there's not one prefab element on that coaster, and for going forward I'll probably do that a lot more. I'm getting more and more confident in manipulating track. The only thing, I'm not so good at corkscrews, heartline rolls and things like that, and loops, I think. But I can kind of do 0G rolls, so I just need to work out how to do the banking offset and all that, and how to not smooth it out too much. Oh yeah, has anyone noticed that? That's a really weird effect, but like, look, see? That water just fills up. End up with weird white patches on the water, and that's where your cursor is. It's like you're splashing, you're making a ripple. You can end up painting your entire thing. Although that, I kinda like that frothiness. If I could I have that effect around rocks that I've placed in the water. I don't think we get any sort of splashing effect. No, we don't even get a light splashing effect around it. That's, you know, although the water is really nice in Planet Coaster 2. But it had to be when they introduced theme parks, really. I mean, water parks, sorry. But yeah, look, you got that. Oh, get off. Look, the lighting is really nice. Can we stop? Because I can't see my cursor. Yeah, can we not? No, it's still affecting the water through the rock. So I have some palm trees, and you fly up out the palm trees, you know, so kind of like a palm tree cover in there, and you fly up, and so that's why you end up with a lot more of this sort of stuff. Because, like, I could have just put a simple corkscrew in there, but I think this is a bit more interesting anyway. The Immerman rolls, whatever they're called, and flying around the. I mean, obviously this wasn't originally when I built the layout. There was no observatory there. That was put that in afterwards. Anyway, music. I believe we had some. Let's jump back in. What are we going for? What soundtrack? We're not done pop music yet, so we're not going to. I'm kind of thinking we need the dry one. Whoa, that's a lot of dry bush there. No comments. And then it goes tiny, one extreme to the other. Alright, okay, if you're going to get silly with me, game, I am going to trick you. I mean, when you're flying around on the coast, this kind of stuff, you can see it. But when I add it in subtly, you can't see it so much, and it doesn't really matter when you're doing 70 miles an hour or whatever, 60, flying up a hill. Let's kind of got an idea here. Sorry. So, it's a bit loud. It's a little bit loud. It's a little bit loud. You probably can't hear me talking. Some would say that's a blessing in disguise. Come on, randomly hit the right size or rough size for what I want. Yeah, there we go. I think that's quite nice. It's quite nice, that is. Kind of like that. Yeah, so a lot of creating, and you have happy accidents, or you hit upon things. There's no dry bush in there. We need dried bush. This is me. Massive leaning one. Yeah. Because that's not too big at all, that palm tree. Huge. It's the biggest palm tree I'd ever seen in my life. Yeah, so it's getting there, I think. We're beginning to get it. It's beginning to look kind of nice, isn't it? Looking good. Looking good. There's definitely scope to do sort of Japanese Oriental anime type things in Planet Coaster 2 though, with the music anyway, which would be kind of cool to attempt. This is James Bond, by the way, because it just is. Bond, James Bond. In fact, Magic Mike, I know, did a movie park. I hope he used this music for his James Bond ride. It'd be good to do your own take on James Bond, wouldn't it? Planko Bond. We might attempt that. Call it 006. See, look, it's silent. Oh, I don't think it's actually silent. It's just incredibly quiet. I mean, that was almost Mission Impossible there. Those few notes. There, see, and there it goes, it changes, but it's almost, so it's like Bond meets Mission Impossible. Also, I've noticed, like, filling the music you have, it changes the complete feel of your coaster. Like, this is too happy and upbeat for the kind of different to the vibe I was going for with. Alright, I'm gonna go make a coffee. But at least we're getting somewhere. I'm beginning to build some more of the, and it's beginning to look alright. Just don't know what, don't know whether to have a rock or what there. Like along that bit, rocks or just fencing or don't know. Right, I'm gonna go make a coffee. We'll leave you with this music, and I'll be back in about 5-10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. I just said, right, I'm back, and then realised, no, I'm not back, because I'm turning my mic on. Right, anyway, music. I just thought of something while I was out there. Yeah, shut up. Shut up for a minute. Let me think. Hey, you're auto-saving, good. I've thought of a good playlist. The aquatic playlist is kind of nice. It's kind of serene. Right, we'll confirm that. We'll go back in. You might be able to hear me a bit better with this. Kind of like it. I was thinking, and we need something. And I was kind of thinking like a radar system for the. Put it over here. A radar system for that, perhaps as a newer edition or something. So I just want to quickly check something. Scenery theme, sci-fi. Just want to check if something is animated or whether I would have to animate it. There we go. I think it's animated. Yep, it is. And the great thing about new animated pieces, like since the new updates, we can resize them, which is hugely powerful. Probably don't need to tell you how cool that is. That's cool, basically. So we can build something. Let's get a post-it. Yeah, right, we need a grid prop. Let's go yellow, shall we, for a post-it note. There you go, that's a real post-it note colour. Aquatic metal beveled wall. That's the reason why I'm doing this is so we can do that, and then panel, yeah, and I'm gonna go over here, freeform props. This is all off grid. Where is it? Okay, that's a bit mean. Oh, there we go, cool. I was looking for you. Well, I've been looking for this little beauty. God, I miss Skyrim. So you hear me say for the next. I was thinking tomorrow night, perhaps Fortnite. Oh, and I was saying about my Christmases. My Christmas wasn't too bad. I did get a new set of wheels for Christmas in Fortnite. Yeah, I got myself a DeLorean. That came as a surprise to absolutely no one, if anyone knows me and knows how much I enjoy Back to the Future. So at least we'll have something to... There we go. So what I just did there was select the colour on the building so it aligns. So I'm kind of thinking of like a tower. To put the radar system on top of. This is the annoying bit though with working off grid, because grid would just mix it all, just put it together really easy, whereas you have to line it up just to get that correct. There we go. I wonder why it was changing size, and I've realised why. We got a random scaling on. We don't want that. Actually, why am I making it harder for myself? There we go. So this is my past week was spent lining up walls to make them look right. That's what I did. This week I have mostly been lining up walls. So that's the panel piece I want. Yeah, so I don't know whether, like, the second coaster, whether to do a continuation of Terror X. I probably will do a continuation of the story, like, of the actual meteor being found under the ocean. I think that could be a good story. Okay, look, that's slightly off. That you could see. That's easily rectified in Planet Coaster 2 because we have the ability to scale, which I absolutely love. Okay, 102, it's about right. So we're going to come down and we're going to scale to about 112, I guess. Is that right? No, I want a bit more than that. No, that's about right. Let's just make that slightly darker, but not too dark. Is that about right? But can you stop? Oh yeah, because I'm trying to spin the camera. No, I'm spinning the camera, I'm not. Oh, it's moving that on the right hand side. Okay, can we cancel that, please? Can we go back in? Cat, do you have to be making loads of noise in the litter tray right about now? That's Alvin. I'll mute while she's doing whatever she's doing. I can't believe I just did that. Your flaming galah? What was that all about? Try not to delete it this time. That's slightly off. My nose is now getting assaulted thanks to that cat. Thanks, Alvin. Appreciate it. Fantastic. Not being sarcastic at all. So I want to select a few. We want that. We want that. We want that. Thank you very much. Kind of want those pieces. No windows in it. I'm gonna put a door in it, possibly. Oh, probably. I'd like a nice rusty metal door. We don't have any of them, I don't think. All doors are pretty squeaky clean. Hang on. Sorry. Oh, panel. That's why. I was like, well, that's not half the pieces I normally get. Yeah, that's better. So these kind of lights, this like industrial light look, perhaps this kind of window. See, if you want this kind of window though, like that, you want to inset it into the wall, which is, because it's stuck on, it doesn't look good, whereas, you know, like over here the windows are inset, so they look nice. I didn't bother so much on the top there because from down here you don't really notice it as much, but yeah, on the ground level everything's inset and it just looks a bit nicer. I could add a window ledge at the bottom, possibly. Nah. Sounds like too much work, like hard work. No, it's not, it's easy. But especially when working on a grid. Let's get back to our little radar station. Yeah, I kind of want that. I don't think there's anything like rusty doors. Let's have a look at doors. Oh, we could have something like this, or this. That kind of fit the vibe. That might be more. Can I make it rusty though? Oh, actually, with decals we can make it rusty. So we can change the colours. That's good. Yeah, we'll do that. Or should we have something like this? That's my... Because if it's a radar station, I mean that's way too big, so you want to make it a bit smaller. But I don't want it to be... Let's grab George. This is why I keep George around. And I think there's 2 Georges floating around actually. 2 George Lucases. What? Stone Guest 3. No, George Lucas, thank you. Yeah. So then we've got a bit of scale so we know how big our radar station is and how big our door needs to be that we want to put on. We've got that kind of bevel, like sticking out door. It's kind of nice. I mean, all the aquatic doors kind of work for this. Well, this one, that's like 2. That's a bit OTT for a door on land. Although that's just a door with no, there'll be no lock on that door. Yeah, that's kind of got a bit of... Nope, I did not want to do that. I wanted to do this. I'm going to embed it as much as I can. Might put a like a step outside. Kind of like browns, darker browns. Get that oxidized kind of colour look. Select that and then the only thing that I've realised with this is it's a circular door and I want a flat door because I'm going to add decals to it. Is that the brown I've created? Yeah, it is. That's what I thought. Possibly a saddle brown there, yeah. I mean, you've got a little bit of a rusting effect on there already, but we are going to add more to it. Need to shrink it down a little bit. I think I went to about 92%. Bring it right in as close as we can. Yep, there we go. Does help if I can type. So I'm just going to use these decals. There's some quite nice dirty mark type ones. Here we go. Grunge. Change the colour. And we've got oxidised. There we go. And my TV's about to turn off. Not now, TV. Thanks, I like the fact that you're floating about a month off the... Alright, we're going to go to world now. We're going to go to turn that off. Why are you... Oh, I was like, why is it doing that? I know why. Because we weren't on building, that's why. I'd explain it. Oh, okay. Why can't I scale you smaller with me? With my I kind of wanted lines like close to where, you know, hopefully there's a smaller one. I don't know whether I want some darker. I want that to be darker. So we've got that lovely rust look that we are going for. Is that a smaller one? No, that's quite a large one, but I can't put any vertical. Sorry, horizontal. I can only put them vertical. It's rather annoying, really. You'll do very nicely. Bearing in mind this is a piece of scenery that we're going to fly past at about 50 miles per hour. But me being the way I am, it's a blessing or a curse. I like things to look a certain way. That is beginning to look very rusty and oxidized. Fantastique. been exposed to that salt air for a long time, and it's now I need to get right up in the corners and the edges, and that's the same as that one there. Because that's not got a straight bit on it. Yeah, that's kind of got a straight bit on it. So happy you could join us today, as Bob Ross would say. Yeah, I know I've got a little bit of overhang on the right hand side. Well, that, you know, that's an unhappy accident, that right there. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, perfect, exactly what I wanted. Now we're going to go metal, and not heavy metal. We're just going to go metal because I'm kind of going to put some metal within the panels halfway up, like part way up. So I'm going to segment it into 3. So base material, I mean, we don't have to use metal as a metal, but I just want to use a metallic piece so I can get a nice rust sheen on it, shine. Something like that might work. Well, it's got the corners cut out. I need something square, basically. Or squarish. Look at this grid fence. Yeah, make it rusty. It's a shame. What I would really like, I mean, this has got a nice patina on it anyway, and you know, you could that's kind of like damaged for it. What I'd really like though is for decals, if you have in this, is decals actually conform to the object. I've seen it done in other games. I know it could possibly be done. So for example, if I had a circular object, I stick the decal on it and it goes circular with that object. Be kind of nice. Or perhaps a toggle option. You know, I want it to conform or not conform, you know. Frontier, if you yeah. But Frontier, we're going to watch my streams. Dear Frontier, we can build our own submarine. I have thought about, but that would probably work for the second ride. The submersible idea of going to find at the bottom of the Java Trench. It'd be awesome to have in a nice little submersible. We need freeform props because I've got a feeling I'm going into gridded props there. Not many square pieces that I could use. There is. That's kind of interesting, but it's got those sticky out bits. I just need a thin wedge of metal. Thin slither canopy. If I make the canopy smaller, but then it's got this thick bit in it. Yeah, it's quite thick. I may have to cheat because the metal's not there. I may have to use a basic shape or 20 billion, as often ends up being the case, so I can get the thickness or thinness of it. Something like that would work on it. Not that exactly, but like gridded. Yeah, that would work on it. Like it's drawing in air to cool the servers that might have been installed in there. Hang on. Would you do the trick? Would you do the trick? Possibly, but the shape of it's not right because it's got those bits that stick out. It's a shame. It was about the right thickness. Alright, we are going to have to resort to the old basic shapes. I don't like using basic shapes because I just don't find them that great, but I'm using them more and more in this project. See, look, we can get really nice. Everyone's screaming at the screen. You're not going to see it for long enough. I know, I'm well aware. But it doesn't matter. I know it's there. And I want that nice oxidized look. I've got a feeling this is going to be tons of pieces and a pain in the ass to grab after I finish. So what we're going to do to make it real easy on ourselves is get post-it number 2 and do this. Grab post-it number 2, grab that, split from building, and then edit that building. And now it's going to be really easy for us to grab that because I'll need another layer of this, and it's going to be many pieces, or more pieces than it needs to be, because to get that right thickness. And then we'll have the kind of oxidized rust grunge stuff hanging off it underneath, so it all looks like where it's corroded. Think corroded water tower, you'd be kind of there, or water storage if you're from the UK. We like out in the country find things like that still on farms and that would have been used. Actually, we'll just do that. No, can we try again, please? I went too quickly. Bring you up here. Spin. Just makes life a bit easier by blocking things off. Bring you in there. Okay, you're sticking out either side. That's alright, it's not a problem. And make sure it's sticking in one side. And then we go. Nope. We'll grab you. Trouble is, as soon as you click on something else, it moves to the other thing. That makes sense. I hope that made sense. It made sense in my head. It made perfect sense, didn't it? Okay, that is perfect. That's alright. Yeah, we can bring you back across here. And then bang, only 23 pieces. That's quite cost effective, really. Back to our decals. Hopefully it's remembered. Go back to this building. I'm hoping it's remembered the parameters of what I put in. It has. Good. The colours. Voila, one oxidized rusted line. For a piece of ride scenery you're going to fly past in about 12 seconds. If that. 2 seconds. It was worth it. It was worth it. Thick a bit nearer the ocean? Yeah. So this is the natural music that I used on Terra X. Yeah, that looks good there. Because we'll have the door facing the ocean, so there'll be more, with the wind blowing it off, it affects the metal more on that side, so it'll be more corroded, hence there'll be more rust on there. Or at least that's my train of thought. Glass, that'd be a big piece if I did, even if I used that. Actually, would that work better than that one up there? Or do I make it even smaller? Hang on. Hang on a minute. Yes. I have a cunning plan, my lord. Okay, that looks nice. And then we go yeah, truly Planet Coaster 2 is very powerful for creating mostly what you want. Just kind of think, you just have to think of ways of doing it. Yeah, making the F-16 was quite daunting. It took me an entire morning for 100 pieces, but I kind of like, I tried different things and deleted things, and but you can get there with it. I made myself a coffee, didn't I, about a week ago. It's another thing that happens when I play Planet Coaster. I end up with lots of cold coffee. Ooh, that's actually sticking over at the end there. I don't think that's an issue. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's beginning to look good. Beginning to look exactly how I want it. Just perhaps a bit of grunge around the actual door. There we go. Yeah, that's a nicely oxidised tower. Apart from on the back. It's the squeaky clean bit. Shucks. We'll have to do something about that. Yeah, I mentioned my coffee. I'm going to fancy a sip of it now. There we go. Perhaps a bit up the top, hanging down. Question mark. Yeah, like that metal piece at the top. Yeah, I kind of like that. That works. Put you on the side. Flip. No, get off the post-it note. Actually, if you're in America, post-it note won't mean a thing to you, won't it? I don't know what you call them in America. You have them though. Sticky things you stick on your computers to remind you to do something when you're at work. That's that's what a post-it note is. My screens when I worked in IT and like for customer service and that, it was just full of post-it notes all over it, useful numbers, everything, you know. So it's all that's there on hand for me. So I didn't have to go in open spreadsheets and look at things, so I could keep call times down and things. How sad. There you go, that was my job. Then I'm going to sip of coffee. Thankfully it wasn't as cold as I thought it could have been. Probably finish around midnight tonight. Just give you a heads up. What I would like to do... Yeah, I was thinking perhaps some rust at the top. If there is rust at the top, it would be very minimal. So we'll use this beauty. And I just lined it up on this side and then realised when I turned it around that it's going to be misaligned on the other side, which it was. But this grunge decal works perfectly for rust. It looks really good. Pleasantly surprised and glad it worked out exactly how I intended. I was going to spin it round, but let's not even bother. I mean, on the horizontal. Spin it, let's just bring it up. No, no, not orange. Reset to default. Thank you. Whilst your default's good, game. Is that better? No, I completely muffed that up one, didn't I? I pushed the right stick, that's why, so I'm moving it. Select that, go over to manual. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory what I'm doing now. I am adding more decals. Electric box, anyone? Does anyone feel like I should have an electric box on here? I do. For that, we want to go sci-fi. Just for a radar, this is just a little radar station piece of scenery that you're going to fly by in about 2 seconds. I spent an entire evening building a simple half the size of a 4x4, like a 2x2 basically. And what am I looking for? Like something like this, although that's massive. Look, it's just, even if I shrink it down, it's the size of the Himalayas in comparison to my scale I'm working with. Let's ask for George's input on this. George, what do you think? What do you think we should use? Mr. Lucas. That kind of looks like it looks a bit too posh for an electric box, really, but far too much going on. If you had that with a cover, I mean, you could make a really simple electric box, actually. You could. Perhaps I should make a really simple, like, this is what every electric box looks like in the world currently. I was going to use that, but it's just a bit too... This is All the people that play Planet Coaster will be really happy that they know this hack. It's how to make a simple electric box in Planet Coaster. Now we go freeform props, sci-fi. Actually, no, we don't. We go. We just type in coaster. I was going to use the wires from Sci-Fi, but you don't have exposed wires on electric boxes. It's just not a thing. So we're going to go for these, which amazingly, no, I wanted the circular ones. Yeah, there we go. I think 2 meter might be fine. No, we'll go 4 meter because we're going to be bringing it down quite a bit. Yeah. So the smallest it goes is 10%. Want it that slightly khaki off-white, like it's been there for a bit of time. So although I've got the entire theme park being powered, I still like simulating. It's still nice to simulate that realism. Ah, look, see, perfect electric box. In fact, I'm going to bring you out a little bit. Oh, we can't. Oh, we can actually. We can bring it out a little bit. See, the fact that that's stuck in the wall, that's kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying. It's a little bit tedious. Yeah, I'll keep it actually dark on the back like that. Yeah, I was going to extend it out, but I think that's fine. That little drop shadow effect there. It was like, you're going to need grunge around that. Not as much, thankfully. I think is we couldn't change the colour of these in Planet Coaster, I don't think. So you couldn't do this sort of stuff. Now we can. And up there. I mean, this is based on a very UK electric box, unfortunately. Or fortunately. Don't know. Well, that would quite be the case. Ah, you've reset the colours. You... How dare you? That's very bloody inconsiderate. I'm not happy about that at all. Go back to my oxidized settings. Let's start grey. That's me. Do we need more orange? Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's the right contrast. Because we want that orange. Perfect. Absolutely spot on. Fan-dabby-dozy. Right, we need to do the roof then. Finally. The final bit of the puzzle is the roof. with the mounting of the main attraction, the star. Yep, that'll be nice. That's gonna work. Oxidized. At the moment it just looks like a very deformed cookie, but with a bit of work it should stop looking like a deformed cookie and look a bit more. See, this is where what I said about decals being able to conform to objects would be really useful, because we could grab that grunge decal and whack it on, it could come round and drop down over the sides, look kind of good. Because unfortunately I can only apply it to the top, really. Are you? Yeah, you are. Yeah, always be careful. See, that's floating. So be careful when doing this kind of work. Because yeah, it might look fine from one angle, and then you get down and you're like, oh, it's floating. In fact, saying that, let's go over to this beauty. Go to my second post-it note. Yeah, now, are you actually stuck? No, you are still floating. I thought it actually stuck to the surface for a second there. Kind of thought, oh, that's good. No, it hadn't. It was just a trick of the light and the angle and angle where we're at. See, whereas here working stuff around the edge. Wrong way. What have I done? Twisted you? Yeah. Thought I had. Alright, let's change the decal now. Do the other side. Don't need to make it much smaller. Crossing over there. That's alright. It was like, you know, at the I'll get off, I don't care. You're going to have the realistic white splats that you would get. No, we're not adding seagull drop-ins. We're not going to that level of detail. Like, you just covered the whole thing in rust. Okay, yeah. I've just covered the whole thing in rust. Now, this would be really good where decals could, you know, be slid onto something and follow that item's trajectory in use. Alright, we are going to be changing new. Kind of looks too, that's better. A big orange rusty radar system, and we're still at 32%. And that's the Terrex theme tune. Perfect to fall asleep to. We could trick it a bit and do that. But then it's just going through that rust. It doesn't look very good. Now what we're going to do is select everything on here. Right. Split from building, select that, delete you, and then grab both of you, add it together, and then edit building, delete post-it note. Yeah, don't you think I know, you stupid game. And then move it. The problem is, I bet if we turn that axis off, yeah, look at that for an axis. Which if I'd have left the post-it note on, it's a lot easier to move. A lot more control over it. I don't know whether we want, probably want it a bit more like that. I'll add some shrubberies around it, and then kind of curious, right? Edit scenery group. George, sorry you're not invited to this party. Don't forget I left George there. Alright, getting towards sunset. Nice. Or is it sunrise? Sunrise. Okay, it's a sunrise. pause. Thank you very much. Let's jump on and see how that looks, because I don't know whether that's at the right angle or not. Whether we need to adjust it or anything. How well we're going to see it. This is where all the really exciting bits happen. Hours and hours of riding coasters basically to see if you've got the right angle on a building. I wouldn't like to say that's perfect, but I'd like to say that's as near as damn it perfect. What we might do is bring it slightly closer to the track, but for that we will need a train. So we get ready with the square. How good are you at catching a rat when it comes out of the bottom of a pipe? A theoretical rat, by the way, not a real one. Before anyone starts complaining. It's like this fairground, not fairground, Fate. F-E-T-E, by the way, not F-A-T-E. Yeah, Fate attractions. You had to hit the sock, rolled up newspaper or whatever, the weighted sock, as it came out of a drain pipe. Okay. Because I wanted that facing the water more so, but if I have it facing the water, we're not going to see it. And that's the whole, you know, that door. But bringing it closer might mean we might see it sooner rather than later. But it was pretty spot on, I would say, in the first place. We'll just see how that adjustment as I don't know, we're at the beginning of the course, we'll just go around to where we need to be. I'd say it was pretty good first time. Bringing it in closer though, of course, it means you'll see it better. Perhaps you'll see it first. I noticed when you were coming up here, actually, you could see it in the distance. It looked kind of nice. Yeah, you could still see it. It's just there. It's a kind of white blur, but it breaks up that grey monotony of the rock. And then we can add some shrubs around it. Bit of shrubbery. Really put it in its place. Yeah, that's spot on. Now the other thing I want to check is, do we have clearance? Because if somebody could stick out their arm and break it on it, then I'd kind of be gutted about that. But that acts as a... Realistically, yeah, it'd be up on here, because that'd be a far better place to build it rather than down on the beach where it's being blocked by that entire bloody mountain. But hey, it's a roller coaster. This is make believe. But if I was designing it from a truly scientific and for collecting the most data, I would put it up on this mountain pass. Let's check clearance. It's pretty good. I mean, you stretch out your arm there, it's still, because it's banking slightly to the left. Yeah, banking anti-clockwise sort of way. It's, you're not going to hit that. Fantastic. I love it when a plan comes together. Right, let's just... yeah, kind of like... it's too big. It's too big. Want some nice little shrubberies. I don't want to cover up all that brilliant work we just did. So do we go like they've stuck weed killer down, and so random scale, yeah, with a maximum of 100. So it's small. So it's there, but it's not overpowering. Yeah, I like that. I think that's a much better use. Much more interesting use. Brilliant, and that's perfect. Do you want to stick anything around it? Desert fan palm. See, desert fan palm would suggest it's in the middle of a desert. You get these on the beaches. You might get one in amongst the main palms. Yeah, let's and who cares? Let's use a bit of artistic license. I make shit up. Just because it... kind of thinking it would be... yeah, like that. Or are desert fan palms more like you get on the beach and you only get the whole... these typical palms? I don't know. And I doubt this is the vegetation of Mauritius anyway, so we're already straying into artistic license territory. Oh, something that nobody would... oh, we've hit 32% because I put a new palm tree in. The more assets you put in, the more quicker it will climb. There is actually a ray. No, see? There's actually a ray sat here in the... just sat in the middle of the reef, which you don't see as you fly over. However fast you're going. Actually, if you're curious, and I know you all are, where are you? Where are you? You're at the beginning of the layout. You're partway through the layout. Oh, yeah. Of course, that makes sense. The easiest way to do it, to check here. No, neither of these. There we go. speed. Thank you. Now we get some live data on speed. Does it hit? I think that was higher than 50 miles per hour, because the first launch only takes it to 50. After that first, I mean, it goes up to 20 on the first dip, which is still not 21. Yeah, on the first hump, and then 42. Right, you're hitting 70 there, because it needs that power to get over the top hat. And when I first designed that top hat, it was very clunky. It kind of went up and then went plop, like 90 degrees, then plop 90 degrees. So I spent a little bit of time smoothing it out. So we're doing about 55 up there, okay? I'm starting to about, yeah, about 55 as you go, 54, 5 as you go past the... That's not slowing, it's not hanging around, is it? Not hanging around at all. But that's what makes it an interesting ride. As I say, the G-forces are a bit ridiculous on one point. But not laterals, no. Verticals. Is it vertical G-force, or is it the? Yeah, it's not forward G-force. It's vertical. Yeah, the verts get a bit silly at some point. I mean, they get up to 6 point something or other, and you could probably guess where it is. There, it's kind of nice. It goes to 3 Gs. So it gets strong there, 4.41. You know, blackout, plenty of grey out situations on this coaster. And it's strange enough, it's not actually, it's here. Here we go. Look, there. Because realistically, top hat, it needs to come up a lot slower. But that means the top hat would be like way further in the along. So yeah, it hits some high G forces, but yeah, it's not sustained. It's not for a long period of time. Like, people, from what I've seen, people tend to grey out when it's like, not when it's hitting a high G force quick, because you're not being sustained, the blood's not being drained from your head. It's when you're going in the corner. It's like things like this at high speed. If you were pulling high G force through it, through doing something else, that's where people you would tend to, because it's sustained and it holds it, and that's where you likely get a grey out situation. So I mean, it's not too bad, but yeah, I like the layout enough not to want to change it. So I mean, it's only 81 seconds. Oh, it was 80 seconds before, so that the addition of that trim brakes helped. 1,500 meters of track, max speed of 70 miles per hour, 70.3, average speed of 42 miles per hour, biggest drop of 40 meters, and yeah, 6.39 G is minimum vertical G, minus 2.49, which 5 inversions, 5 air time counts. Yeah. Scenery rating 23,325 and total airtime 2.12 seconds. That's quite a lot of airtime, actually. That's quite a lot of airtime. And there is, like on the back of the coasters, let's grab you. Where are you? On the back of the coasters, I've added those little lights, which is very similar to Blue Trails, which is exactly like Velocicoaster has, even though this isn't Velocicoaster, it's just a tribute. This isn't the greatest coaster in the world, it's just a tribute. But yeah, it just pull high Gs, and it has some like bits in there that are a bit extreme. But I don't mind it, you know. The layout's good enough to want to keep it the way it is, and I've done enough work on it and this station, you know. We need to think of a name for this this shop, and I need to add lighting in here and details. Like I say, I was thinking about putting you've just done a 0G roll at 60 miles per hour. How do you feel? I think you might be sick. Quote in there, because I think it'd be funny for people to read once they get off the ride. Because I kind of want the whole thing to be themed. We got the 2 Easter eggs anyway, the film references. We got the Independence Day one here in the shop, and we got the Talk to Me Goose over near the F-16. Although people will be quick to point out that it wasn't an F-16 that Tom Cruise flew. It was the F-8. Not the F-18. It's the I can't remember what it is. It was the Tomcat anyway. I can't remember. It's the F-21, is it? F-22? No, F-22 is the Raptor. It was a Tomcat anyway. Was it Tomcat F-4? Was it F-14? I can't remember anyway. I can see the bloody plane in my head. That's really annoying me now. I have to look it up. What the hell were the planes in Top Gun? But anyway, we have a Top Gun quote next to the F-16. I know it wasn't F-16 that he flew. The F-16 was actually in a more obscure film, Iron Eagle, which, if I put a reference to that, it would have most people scratching their head because they just wouldn't get it. Which is why I plumbed for the Top Gun reference. They decided it was a bit more commercially viable. Oh God, I've sold out like Disney. Anyway, on that note, on that bombshell, we shall end the stream tonight. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Thanks for popping in. Whether you've enjoyed yourself or not. Oh, hello, Slayer. Good evening. I didn't see you chatting there. But yeah, nice to see you all. But yeah, we'll return. I'll return with Planet Coaster, Fortnite, anything. I don't know. Leave your suggestions in the comments. Want to see me play anything that's been on the PlayStation Network games, PS Plus? Let me know. I can download it and play it. Planet Zoo, do we jump back to that for a little bit? Not done that in ages. Love that game. Would like to make a realistic zoo. Last zoo we were building was very nice, but it did feel like I was building a theme park with animals in, and I'm first to admit that. So may do some zoo because I like animals. They're quite cute. I like zoos, and building a few zoos and making them look realistic would be good. I'll just bury my head in tutorials and stuff and hint videos on YouTube. But yeah, that's the Terror X project anyway. That's tribute to Velocicoaster in a way. That's how it started off, but then it quickly took on life of its own, and I'm glad it did because I've thoroughly enjoyed messing around with it over the past week. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go, and I'll bid you all good night, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.